3 units a day. Could be any dollar amount per unit. We already know what this is, right? And it's just 3. How many times have we gotten that 3? And I gave it back, and then got it back again, and gave it back, and got it back again. That's all it takes is that. You do that for 30 days. You do that for, we'll say 10 months, because you're going to have days in between that you have family things and holidays and vacations, whatever. So take 2 whole months out of the year. That's 60 days. That still leaves you with this in a year. And how long should that take? An hour? 3 hours a day? 30 seconds? I ask, because you see how quick we can do it on the video. So why do we make it so hard? And that's just getting 3 $100 units a day. What if it was double that? Well, the take would be double, obviously. Be 600 a day times 30 days. And then in just 3 months, you have 54 grand. But what do I always say? You gotta have at least 40 units just to have some ability to feel like you're not on your last dollar to keep in the fight, right? So you'd have to have about that much to do that much. And it's not necessarily what you need. How many videos have I done where we didn't need more than this? It's a number of units to play with. I ask because if that is all it takes, and usually not even that many, a lot of the time we're never under this. And all we're trying to do is stay close to this. It's crazy. The bigger this number gets, how much it is. What if it was 300 times 3 times a day? And you're getting 900 times 30 days. You're getting 27,000 in 1 month instead of 3 months. But, like I said in one of the earlier videos, you need at least 12 grand to do that. To be able to stay in the fight. But you'd only need 3 a day to do that. Obviously, over 10 months, you'd have 120,000. 20 months, you'd have $250,000. Just taking 300. 3 times a day. I actually said that wrong, didn't I? You'd have $250,000 in less than a year. But why is it when we go to the casino, we're not happy unless we're walking out with like this much take, right? Or this much in one day. We feel like that's winning. Because when we just take this, it doesn't feel like we're winning, right? Some of us make more than that in a day, I imagine. At our jobs that we sit there for 8, God forbid, more hours a day to do. Right? So why do we make it that hard? If you're able to get it that quickly, in 3 months you have 27,000. In just another 3 months, that's not correct. 9,000 times 6 would be 54,000. Divide that 54,000 by 40 units. Well, now you have 1,350. You don't even got to do that. I would say if you were able to stick to just getting three units a day for 6 months, right? If you were just able to do that for 6 months, you had 54,000. You've already proven that you're capable of making that kind of money. Now you're just duplicating the process, but with a more significant unit. And you don't have to divide that 54,000 by 40, right? You don't. What if you divided it by 100? You'd have how much? 540 units. Sorry. $540 units, right? You'd have $540 units. I'm going to say you don't even got to do that. Take the 40 out of it. Leave the 4,000 to the side. Just do 500s for 3 a day. You've already proven for 6 months straight you were able to get 3 a day, and you never dipped below 5 to 10 units. So let's say worst case scenario, you lost 10 units. You lost $5,000. Still 49,000. So you have a loss recovery day. You get that shit back. And I don't care if it had to be 1 or 2 units at a time. Right? Get 2 units of shoe back. You have 1,000 each shoe. And over a span of 5 shoes, you get that back. I guess what I'm trying to say is the only number we're really dealing with is this. Right? We're just trying to get one and cashing it out or putting it in our pocket or making it disappear so we don't remember it's there, and we're just trying to get another one. And obviously this could happen. That's why we got to get these to undo what happened. But as soon as we get to this, we got a chance for this. As long as we keep that in our minds. And we have a smart way to play what really should get in our way. Really. When we know that one, even on a small parlay, could become that to that to that very quickly. Very fucking quickly. What if you did this, right? And you multiplied times 2. Times 2. Now you pull your 100 out. Your 100's back in front of you. This is all theirs. You flip it just one more time. You have 6. I guess my point is, when you have this much money, in 6 months of just getting this 3 times a day, times 30 days, times 6 months, once you've allowed yourself to manifest that for 6 months straight, and you have 54,000, you have the ability then to do this, or you have the ability to do this and parlay it with very little fear, because why not? If you're still working with $100 units, that's up to you. But you'd have $540 $100 units to try to get one of them a day to flip, let's say 3 or 4 times. Times 2, times 2, times 2, right? Times 2. If you're making $1,600 a day, oops, 1,600 times 30 days times 10 months. You see what I'm talking about? Everything that I'm trying to make videos about is to make you think like a larger player. And just tell yourself when you're putting the money out there, it's worth more than it is. So you're prepared for it mentally when the day finally does come where they can eat a dick because they can't stop you. And they know they can't. They know they can't. They know they can't. My advice, keep a low profile about what you do. Don't give them a reason to push you off. Don't give them a slightest inkling of a reason to have you pushed off or have a record of pushing you off so they can try to have a play in place to keep you banned forever. Trust me, you don't want that. This is too good a deal. When you're able to do something as small as this 3 times a day, times 30 days, times 12 months. Really, how much do you need to get that started? It's not a lot. We've barely needed this much. Barely. Of all the videos I've shown you, different ways to play. Playing for both chops, runs, seconds, all kinds of bullshit, right? And how close do I always stay to 0? Do I ever seem like I'm afraid that I can't fix it? Have I got fucked up? Sure. Do you know why I do? It's because I start doing this. And then I do this. And then I do this. And then I chase that when it doesn't work. And even if I win this, I'm unable to think that that's the solution. If you get a victory by putting more money out there, you immediately believe that that's the answer. That that's the just in case. Well, if this fails, I still have this. Really? Because to even put a bet like this out there, I would say you'd have to have 40 of these to validate having the strength or the wherewithal to do it. Yet I see people do this bet all the live long day, and they have no business doing it. They don't have the bankroll to support this kind of a bet. And then 10 hands later, they're done because they don't have the fucking bankroll to back this shit up. 40 units of this would be 20 grand. You don't have 20 grand. Nobody's walking in there with 20 grand. So why are they shelling out purple chips like it doesn't matter? For fuck's sake, betting these is a big deal. And people do this all the live long day. They'll be lucky they have 10 or 20 of them in front of them. But they'll do it. And I do see people that come in with maybe this much in black chips. And good for them. The problem is you can't look at what other people are doing because it doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. Everyone's living off their own bankroll. And when yours is gone, all you can do is walk out broke dick, right? Nobody wants to be slow walked to that door, but you don't want to have to run out the door. Think about what you're going to do next. Would it not be better to just know you're going in there every day and you're getting 3 of these every day and they can't fucking stop you from doing it? They can't. They can't. There's a reason there's seats at every single table. There's a reason they won't rate you unless you're sitting down. Because they know if they have you sitting down, having drinks, having conversations with the dealer, the pits, the other players, you're going to sit there and have a good time and stick around until you have this left. And then they're like, well, I guess you can go. You're no good to us now. You don't have anything else to give us. We don't need to talk to you. We'll talk to these guys, though. Right? They're not your goddamn friend. You better take someone with you that really is your friend that gets you out of there when you do get this. Because if you're going there by yourself, all we have is each other, the people that actually care about what we're there to do. Some of us will tell you should probably go after that. But nobody wants to tell anyone what to do with their money. But everybody works, everybody makes their money one way or another. And no one wants to be parted with it. But a fool and his money are often soon parted. Just think about that. Play with your calculator and ask yourself, what would that be for 3 units a day? Put some crazy ass number in there. I don't care what it is. Right? Just put it in there like, if I did that. Right? But whatever you're going to put in there, you better multiply it times 40. That's how much you're going to need. And you don't really need 40 of them. But I would tell you to try to. So it at least gives you buy-ins, multiple buy-ins, that you can try different things. You could always reduce your bet and grind it back. You know, let's say you had 4,000 and you divide it by you divide it by 4 bankrolls of 1,000. Okay, so that would be 10 units of $100, right? See and challenge yourself to not ever have to buy in with those other 3 bankrolls of 1,000. And try to make this first initial 1,000 mean everything. You have to go in there treating it like this is your family, that you're doing this, that you have to get this done or else kind of thing. You have to have a reason. You can't just go in there and say, well, I'm fucked anyway, I'm just going to see what happens. That's the worst way to feel. Well, I just got to get my money back. So I'm going to start doing this now until I get it back, and then I'll go back to this. And although that could work, you've now limited your capabilities. Because if you went through this whole roll, and now you decide the next one, you're just going to buy in with the remaining, and you're going to divide that by 250s, well, guess what? You only got 12 bullets left, and you're dead. And although that could be enough based on the way we play, do you want to put yourself in that position that soon? Find yourself losing it and have to start over from zero again. Because I can tell you from experience, I've done that. And it's no way to live. So, take the little stuff for what it is. Build it up a little bit at a time. Prove to yourself you're able to do that for 30 days. And then do that for another 3 months. And you've got it for 27,000. 9,000 times 3, 27,000. That's a lot of money. Divided by 40, that's well more of a unit than you're ever going to need. So we wouldn't do that. You know, divided by 80 units, you still have 337. I would say, once you get to 227, you can divide that by $300. That will give you 75 units at $300. Now instead of trying to get 3 units of 100, we're getting 3 units of 300. Okay? It's 900 a fucking day, dude. And now, coincidentally, if you're already doing that over 30 days, you've just doubled your take. You've doubled your fucking take in a month. Your bankroll was 27,000. Divided by 300. You have 90 units, not 40 units. You have 90 units. You've got doubled up plus a quarter of what you started the whole thing with was $4,000. Divided by $100 units, you have 40 units. Right? Think about that. You started from nothing, essentially. $4,000's a lot of money. But when you see what you're going to turn it into later, what I hope we all do later, and you just humble yourself that that's good enough. You know why you all get fucked up? You're going to the VIP. You're going to the big box table, and you're watching them sling these stacks of purple and whatever, orange, gray chips maybe. You can't look at that. I told you, it doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. It doesn't even matter what I'm doing. It doesn't matter what he, she, whatever the dog's doing. It doesn't fucking matter. All that matters is you're getting 3 a day. You get 3 a day. Momentum will carry you through. The only thing that you have to watch out for is your self-righteous pride, that you're so great and arrogant that you can't be stopped anymore. Because once you get that in 3 months, being patient, that'll burn a hole in your pocket, boy. You're going to want to go buy some jewelry. You're going to want to do whatever you want to do with it, with your life. The younger you are, the harder it is to get that money that quickly, I imagine. I never got it that quickly when I was younger. But I'm just putting it out there for anyone that's paying attention still to this point. That's a lot of money. I don't care who you are. You know. That can definitely be the new catalyst for what you're going to do from there. So like I said, you divide that by 90, $300 units. You need 3 of those a day. You have 90 units of 300. I mean, damn. One might say, well, why not just make it an even 1,000? Or not 1,000. 100 units. Well, you could. You could, but your unit would be smaller. And I'd say that's fine. But I'd like to use a more round number and not have a bunch of different chip manifestations. You know, you need some black, green, and red to do that. And it's easier to just do this. You'd still have 90 units, which is more than you'll ever need anyway. It's certainly better than doing this by 40 and doing 675. You don't need to put a purple, a black, and a few green on there. Or doing something like 700, right? You don't need to do that either. Sorry. That's all right. I'm just trying to make you think ahead for the next step in the game. But you can't get there. You can't get there until you get the little stuff done. Because, I mean, who has the money to do this 3 times in a day? You see how easy it is to lose 3 units in a row. Like, you're not pissing away 2,100 like it don't matter. I wouldn't do that anyways. Like I said, if I got it up to 27,000 in 3 months, just betting 100 and winning 3 to the good, 1 unit per shoe, right? Just get 1 unit of shoe here, 1 unit of shoe there, 1 unit of shoe there. You're done. 1 unit to the positive. Why do we all make it so fucking hard? Because we're cunts, that's why. It's because we're cunts. We all want to fucking break their balls every day we go in there. And you don't got to. Nobody does. It's absolutely deplorable that none of us are able to go in there, play a 50-50 game, and not come ahead 1 per table. Like, seriously? If you can't do that, then just stop gambling altogether. Because I know it can be done. If my videos are any explanation at all, you already know we can get our +1 on each table. So why are we fucking around, worrying about stop loss, worrying about whatever? Focus on the objective, the daily objective of 3. And if you're able to get that and you're able to prove to yourself, make a promise to yourself that you can get those 3 units every single day, and you will watch that shit build. And then over 3 months, you're like, motherfucker, nothing's changing. I'm still getting the 3 every day. That confidence, the only thing you got to do is guard against your own fucking arrogance and overconfidence. And you're good. The game don't change. The profit margin will change, but the game don't change. You just can't waste it. Especially if you're young. You're in your 20s and 30s and you have all this life up in front of you. You could do a lot by starting it out slow right now and just building it up the rest of your life. Live your life. Live a good life. Go wherever the fuck you want. Do whatever you want. Don't be stressing where you're living or anything. Because the world will be yours by right. You don't have to fucking beg for days off. You run your own shit now. I want you to think. Think like a winner. And it starts right here. Bro, it don't even gotta be 100. It don't. What if you only could do $50 units? And even if that would be hard for you, fuck it. That's still cool. Times 40, you only gotta save up $2,000. You have 40 units of $50, okay? And then you go and you try to get $50 per shoe. Think about this now. If you did that for three shoes a day and you got a $50 unit out of 3 different shoes, it's not gonna seem like a lot at first, I ain't gonna lie. It ain't. It's only $150 a day. And times 30 days, it's still only $4,500. I get it. But ask yourself how quick you could do it and walk right out. And then do that for 3 months. Well, do that for 3 months. You have $13,500. That's a lot of money. Don't you think by that point with $13,500, you'd have, with $13,500, you divide that by 4,000. You have 3.37 bankrolls of 4,000, which you could divide into $100 units, and then proceed to try to bet the 3 units to win the 300 a day. Right? So start out small. Start out with these then if you have to. And that's, times 3. Times 30 days, you have 4,500. Times 2 months, you have 9,000. So instead of getting the 9,000 in 1 month, you'd get it in 2 months. But you know what? Maybe you're just working minimum wage at Walmart or something, and you don't have that kind of fucking capital, but you want to get started somewhere. Well, that's how you do it. You save up 2G, even if it takes you a couple months to save that up. You play the way we're playing, and you just get your 3 units. I'm telling you, if you're not a piece of shit, you can get it done. You get 3 times 50 a day, it's 150 times 30 days, 4,500. And set a stopwatch. We all got a stopwatch app, our clock app on our phone. Go to the stopwatch. As soon as you get to your first table, hit the stopwatch start button and be honest with yourself when you win that first $50 or $100 or whatever your base unit is. Go to your stopwatch and ask yourself, how long did that take? And then tell yourself, I just got paid $50 in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. And remember how fucking cool that is. You got to take credit for the little shit. Because that all fucking matters. It's a half-hour fucking video already. Just thinking about life. We got one life, guys. You don't have to make this hard. Have a great day.